This is a tough audience. My undergrad class is better than that. Let's try that again. You had your free coffee. You've had your free croissant. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. And thank you to Jeff, and thank you to Julia for including me in this. I'm not sure after I'm finished they'll ask me back, but hopefully they will. So my name is Sean Wise. I'm a professor of entrepreneurship in the Entrepreneurship and Strategy Department of the Ted Rogers School of Business Management at Ryerson University, Canada's home of entrepreneurship at the post-secondary level. I want to not give you the academic speak. I think you're all capable of reading the journal article when it gets published. Instead, I want to share a story. I want to go back with you 2 years ago, and I want to talk about an MBA student. Let's call her Anne. And Anne was getting ready to graduate, and she submitted her business plan for her lifelong dream of an online jewelry business. She went on to win the $25,000 Slate Business Plan competition that Ryerson hosts every year, and then decided she would not take a job, but instead create her own job. Like so many young entrepreneurs, before they get started, they have a combination of excitement and nerves. And to deal with both, she asked to have coffee with me. As you can see, I like coffee by my high energy level. During that hour-long coffee session, Anne asked lots of questions about starting up, about cross-border taxation, about where to put the servers. But there was one question that she kept coming back to, and I wrote it down so I could paraphrase it today. She kept asking, what is the one thing that she could do today to increase her chance of success tomorrow? Whether it was with this business or her next business, whether the business succeeded initially or took time to grow. And I had to give it some thought, because there's so much you want to help with. There's so much you want to hand off, inspire. But the advice I gave her really was significant. I said to her that the best thing you could do now is become more financial literate. Spend time understanding how to understand your finances. Spend time understanding how to manage your scarce resources. And more importantly, spend time monitoring these scarce resources so you can make the right decisions. Now, that seems to make sense to me, and 2 years ago it was a gut check. But what I was amazed to find was, as I looked through the literature from around the world, to where CYBF has partners in Australia, in South Africa, in the UK, they all had this same question. They knew that financial literacy was important, but they couldn't mathematically link it to the success or failure of businesses. So we set out to do that. And I think that it's important to do that, because after all, as you've seen, Canadian businesses, especially those run by youth, have a very hard road to sow. 50% survive to year 4, 36% to survive to year 5. You want them to not only survive, but you want them to thrive. And I think that financial literacy is the key to that. So we knew this in our gut, but the gut isn't good enough, so we wanted to work to find the actual answers. So we teamed up with CYBF and Intuit, and we mined some data they had generated. They give out thousands of amazing supportive loans every year, along with mentorship. We got feedback from more than 500 of them. We asked questions around the entrepreneur's knowledge, their use and frequency of financial statements, their financial ratio understanding, as well as collected data on their loan repayment and new venture status. With that, we undertook something known as structural equation modeling, and came up with a model that fit the data fairly confidently. More than 95% of the data that we had gotten fit the model, which proved to us once and for all that financial literacy does lead to higher survival rates. By being more comfortable with finances, people produce more financial statements. By producing the data more regularly, they're able to take action in a more timely manner. We found that by increasing the financial literacy of the founders of startups, you increase their probability of success. Now, we all come from different backgrounds, but there's something we all have in common. We all pay the federal government tax money. Well, hopefully all of us. And that means that CYBF, amongst its other sources, is leveraging tax base. So we are loaning entrepreneurs money to inspire and to grow future success, which will generate more tax base. In a time of great change, you need entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs see the world not as it is today, but as it could be, and then they set out to go make that happen. But in order to do that, they have to survive long enough long enough to find product market fit, long enough to develop a customer base, long enough to generate the profits to continue to grow their business. And I think that what Intuit and CYBF have done today by empowering people not only with the knowledge and the mentors, but with the technical software to get that knowledge is going to have a direct impact. And I'm looking forward to following up this research in a year, in 2 years, and in 3 years to prove not just what Intuit and CYBF know in their hearts, but what we all know, that by increasing financial literacy among our youngest entrepreneurs, we increase their chance at a successful future, and by doing that, we increase the chance of all of our successful futures. It was a delight to work with both parties, and we look forward to doing it again. Thank you very much.